I did it. I did it. I did everything I ever wanted to do and more. If so long as everything I wanted to do was A, beat 16 Heat Hades and get 1,000 subscribers. I don't know, was that a good take? Meh. Sounded pretty good to me, so I'm keeping it in. Heyo, what's up? Welcome to this video. So, in case you're wondering what this video might be, it's just going to be me celebrating. It's going to be me having a grand old time and just feeling great because I finally not only beat 16 Heat Hades, but just as of today, got 1,000 subscribers. It was looking a little bleak initially because I got to like 999 and then it went back down to like 905 or 995, and I was like, oh no, I was so close, but then I did it. Now I'm sitting at a nice, cool, comfortable 1,001 subscribers, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so excited, and here I am using, really effectively using my call, because I am truly a great Hades player. I put 200 hours into the game, and I'm so good at it. I'm obviously being a little bit sarcastic, but I'm just so proud of myself, and unfortunately a little annoyed with myself. Well, not really myself so much as I am more so upset with my PlayStation. Because if you're wondering why I even have all this footage in the first place, it's because... yeah, sure you will, old man.
Count on it.
Ooh, you tell him, Zagreus. But yeah, in case you're wondering why I have all this footage in the first place, because I was live streaming me trying to beat 16 Heat Hades, and I did it, and I was like so happy, and I was happy that I did it on a live stream, only to discover that about, an hour or so went by as I was live streaming, and I thought I was live streaming, but I actually wasn't. I was under the false impression that because my PlayStation told me, hey, you're live streaming, you're good to go, buddy boy, get out there and get some wins in, and I did it. I did it. I won, and then I discovered that, oh, actually, I haven't been live streaming for an hour, so I at least have the footage of me winning the game. I still have that. I don't have any of my commentary because, when I live stream Hades, I don't record my commentary. Sometimes I do that. If you look at my latest videos on my channel, and as of recording this right now, it is June 25th. Oh, no, sorry, May 25th. I opened up my calendar, and it was opened up to next month, and I was just like, it's got to be June. I'm bad with dates. I'm sorry about that. I'm bad with a lot of things. And I somehow managed to get 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know, I'm just so excited. So I don't know, if for some reason you're still watching 3 minutes into this, if you like Hades, go ahead and subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't, hey, no pressure, no worries, it's all good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm of course very nervous because I do want to post things other than Hades, and like every time I do, it does terribly. Like, just yesterday, I posted, after losing a bunch of subscribers, so I was like, oh, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. I posted some Baldur's Gate 3 kind of Let's Play that I'm doing, and that is sitting at about 7 views and 0 likes. On the bright side, the video that I posted of Hades today, sitting at 824 views and 32 likes, and 1 comment, which, hey, I'll take that. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to waste your time here. I don't want to sit around here not saying anything. But, yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I wasn't actually able to capture my live reaction. I don't really remember what it is. I can probably recreate it once we get there. But for now, we're just going to listen to me talk over gameplay that I've already done. So I can really focus on talking. Because probably, here's the thing, I wasn't talking all that much, I probably was not saying a whole lot during this because I'm focused entirely on trying to beat 16 Heat Hades. And now I'm trying to do 32 Heat Hades, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think it's possible for little old me, but I can certainly give it my best effort. But anyway, you might be wondering, so hey, we got, however long the runtime is. Maybe it's 50 minutes. Maybe I've stretched this out to an hour, or just about. Or maybe I've done whatever, What are we going to be doing? Or what am I going to be doing? And what are you going to be listening to as you see my sweet 16 heat Hades run, where I finally get the final achievement and I platinum Hades. And I am going to be doing one of my favorite activities. Oh my goodness. Of course I won this one. Of course I won this this round. I'm getting so lucky. But yeah, no, I'm going to be doing one of my favorite activities of all time, which is looking up a game that I think is fantastic. Like, I've done this before with The Witcher, I've done this with Red Dead Redemption 2, I've done this with Cyberpunk, I've done this with all sorts of games. I've done it with the Final Fantasy VII remakes, both Remake and Rebirth, and I'm sure I'll do it with Final Fantasy VII Afterbirth once that comes out, because surely they're gonna call it that. Alright, but I love doing this thing where I look up a game I love and then I go to the negative 1-star reviews, specifically on Google. Google has some of the best, most unhinged 1-star reviews for like beloved games, and they're all like just profound in how they are. And I hope you'll I hope you'll agree with me as I go ahead and read through some of these. So, starting off strong, and I'm not going to call anybody out specifically, I'm just going to read the reviews and I'll let you know when I'm reading a new one. So, we're going to start with the first one I see, which is Love RPGs. Thought it might be a bit Diablo-esque, but it's not at all. This doesn't seem to fit into any category I know. Plays more like a cheap mobile game. The storyline isn't engaging, and the gameplay is a strange square level to square level progression. You can't backtrap / no map or anything, and the less said about all the suspiciously similar 5-star reviews, the better. So, one thing you'll notice with 1-star reviews on Google is that they love to claim that anyone who gives the game a 5-star review is a bot or not a real person. And it's hilarious to me because, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like there's a sense of entitlement and superiority that that comes from these people leaving reviews on Google, because it's like, here's the thing, I'm a YouTuber, but I also know nobody cares about what I have to say. The reason why I have 1,000 subscribers is not because, I made some really great videos or I'm a super funny guy. That might be why I have like 5 subscribers, but I have a bunch of subscribers because one day as I was playing Hades, I was like, oh hey, it's really easy to just record like a scene and then go ahead and like post that on its own and just like not record my commentary over it. And it's actually like a really fun thing for me to do. And I was nervous posting my Hades videos initially because I'd gotten maybe 100 subscribers or so from posting Red Dead Redemption 2 videos where I did sort of a similar thing. So it's kind of funny to see how history repeats itself for me. But yeah, I mean, of course, whoever this person is, they are entitled to their opinion. But what an insane opinion to have. It's like, you've never heard of a roguelike before? Like, I think Hades is like the first game I've played with this specific type of gameplay. But it's like, you've never heard of a roguelike? And anyway, I've already read a couple of these, but I'm gonna get into more here in a moment. All right, we're getting to number 2 here. All right. Once you realize most of the 5-star reviews, once you realize most of the 5-star reviews are copy-paste bots, you'll also realize this game will put you to sleep Or have you playing something else 15 minutes in? You didn't even give the game 15 minutes before you were like, I'm bored, actually. How long do I pause the game for here? I don't know why I paused the game. I wish I could check the live stream and see what I said live, but, you know, I wasn't live streaming. But I thought I was. Thanks, PlayStation. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's also a pro tip. If you're a weirdo like me who streams directly from your PlayStation, whether it be a 5 or a 4, do make sure that you are still live streaming, because sometimes you'll stop live streaming and then it won't tell you, and then you'll be in my position, which is a rather unfortunate position to be in. But yeah, I have never seen this game in a single profile of played games. Not one. Never heard of anyone talk about it either. Example 327 of why, quote unquote, review companies are wasting space. Wow, insanity. Like, you just don't know anyone that likes Hades. Like, it is an indie game, but like, it comes from a pretty big indie studio. Like, Supergiant has made a lot of games, and like, you know, like, same thing with the guy who's like, I've never played gameplay like this. It's like, yeah, you've never played a Supergiant game. And that's alright. I haven't either, but I've heard good things about them. I definitely want to play Transistor and Bastion at some point. I think I got both of those free with PlayStation Plus at some point, so... I definitely have Transistor. I don't know about Bastion, but I definitely would like to play them both at some point. Now, here's one from another fellow who says, seriously, why is a cheap phone-style game being praised? Like, you know, also there are phone-style games that are praised. Like, one game I played somewhat recently and quite liked was Oxenfree. And, like, you can play that game on your phone with Netflix, you know? So it's like, phone games can be good. Like, my favorite phone game is Super Auto Pets. Super Auto Pets is so fun. If you have a phone, do yourself a favor and download Super Auto Pets, all right? Calling something a phone game does not like make it inherently bad. Like, Genshin Impact is on a phone, you know? It's like, it's pretty insane what phones can do these days, and phone games can be really good. You just got to seek them out and find them. Ooh, exclusive access here is like kind of meh, but I mean, you got to go for it. And I got to save up my money just in case I happen to run into a Kiss of Sticks, because I'm always looking for a kiss. No, I'm actually always looking for a Death Defiance. But even if I pick Athena and I make sure I'm like, okay, I get a bunch of Athena boons, I never get a Death Defiance from Athena when I need it. It's only when it's like I first talk to Athena and she's like, oh, here you go. Do you want a Death Defiance boon? It's like, no, I'll save. I'll get one later. And then she's like, okay, you won't. It's like, thanks, Athena. But yeah, let's see. They go on to say, it is selling for $5 in the reject bins of major entertainment outlets and has to be given away for free when you buy a PS5 just so they can clear out a warehouse full of them. I played for 5 minutes and then threw in the bin so no one else would suffer. Also, was Hades free at some point on PlayStation? I bought this game, but hell, I'd buy it again. It's that good. You know, I don't even think I paid too much for it. I probably paid like $20 most at maximum. And it's like, it's an amazing game. I was absolutely floored by the game. And I'd like seen a couple of people play it. That's why I ended up buying it. And like, you know, it's like truly a great game. Like, if you haven't bought Hades or you've been thinking about buying Hades, buy Hades. All right. I am desperately waiting for Hades 2. Like, if they put Hades 2 early access on the PlayStation 5, I would buy that for $100. I would go into bankruptcy. I would get a credit card and then immediately put myself in as much debt as physically possible to play Hades 2 right now. But, yeah. So that guy was pretty negative. Now, this is a fun review, all right? This was a review I read where I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. Because sometimes when you look up negative reviews, it's just like awful people having awful opinions. But like sometimes you get somebody who's fun. And I love it when I see a valid 1-star review. I love that. Like, when somebody is like, hey, here's why I'm giving the game a 1-star review, and it's like, fair, man. You know, you didn't like the game. It wasn't for you, and that's completely valid. Like, you don't have to like this game. You don't have to think it's a 10 out of 10, 5-star masterpiece. But, like, you know, you have to acknowledge what it's doing and why people like it, and then why you may dislike it, you know? So yeah, again, I'm not here to make fun of anyone. I'm not here to be like the worst guy in the universe. I just want to discuss this because I find it to be something that's rather funny. Anyway, I like this game and its dialogue, but the idea that when you die it's all over makes me sick. In my heart, this is a 5-star, but when I finally got the last boss and he was one hit... He was one hit and a pod exploded and I died. Worst feeling ever when all the characters say how bad I am. First attempt too. Oh, yeah, that's great, man. Delicious. I don't know. I mean, I want to believe this guy, but it's like, you beat Theseus and Asterius on your first try in the game? Like, again, I don't like calling people liars when I know nothing about them, but it's just like... it's like, I don't know, man. Also, it's like, I hate to break it to you, but like that's a roguelike. It actually has relevance to the story. Because I love roguelikes. Like, off the top of my head, Slay the Spire, FTL, Into the Breach. Into the Breach is so good. I wish it was on PlayStation. Oh, man, I love Into the Breach. That's a game I played on my PC. And you might be thinking, hey, if you have a PC, why aren't you playing Hades too? It's because my PC is garbage and it doesn't have any audio. And it's like, I'm not playing Hades without audio. You gotta have audio if I'm playing Hades. But yeah, so that guy just had a rough time, and hey, we've all been there. And now this guy says, type of people to leave a review on God of War with fake, not realistic, manipulated Greek history. Like, are you telling me that, like, people will go on to God of War and say that the history in God of War isn't real? Because, like, you know, I don't want to step on too many toes here, but, like, this is all based on mythology. It's all based on, like, a religion I don't think people really believe in anymore. I could be wrong. Maybe there are still people out there worshipping Aphrodite, Zeus, and other members of the Greek pantheon. But, you know, it's just like, I don't think that's a very common thing. So it's like, and it's also weird that your comparison is God of War, which does, like, basically the same thing. This review makes no sense. And then they go on to say, 1-star reviews are a treasure trove of blank, and I'm loving it. 41 people found this review helpful. And if you're wondering what the word I left blank was, it starts with an R, and it's a slur. So thanks for that, moderation Google. This was 3 years ago. Oh, here we go. Immediately after that, another another God of War guy. Kratos means power or strength in Greek. Likely a reference to Kratos' godlike physical strength or overall power in general. Though Kratos is not a character in actual Greek mythology, there is a myth named Kratos, starting with a C instead of a K. He is the son of Pallas and Styx, and he is the personification of true strength and power. These people are insane. Just play God of War, man. If you like are you mad that Kratos isn't included in this game? Are you mad that, like, this game is sorry guys, all right? Kratos, he killed all the gods in Greece. So, you can't make any more games about Greek mythology. Actually, speaking of games about Greek mythology that I really enjoyed, if you like this game and you're like, you know, I love Hades, I love the story, but honestly, like, the gameplay's good or the gameplay's fine, but I would rather not have that. There is a game called Stray Gods Among Us. and it stars Laura Bailey as the main character, and it is a musical about like Greek gods in the modern day, and it's actually really interesting. But again, it's like it's specifically advertised as a role-playing game musical or a role-playing musical, and it's like a whole heck of a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend that. I do want to make a video about it at some point, and also I want to finish like my 3rd playthrough of it. But yeah, it's just like, hey, if you like another game, like that's fine. You like he didn't even say anything about the game. This guy wrote a review, 1 star for Hades, and then didn't say anything about the actual game. He just talked about Kratos. Like the game doesn't mention Kratos. That's because Kratos he's a God of War character. I don't know. I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, you must do everything yourself. Like lose, old man. Man. And anyway, continuing with the reviews, the next one is It's Bed. OMG, I can'ted beat the first floor, so IZ got a refund. Easy 1.9 hours of entertainment for free. Sure, man, I guess. I kind of love this review. I kind of love this review of this guy who like didn't beat the game, or like he couldn't beat the first level, and then he was just like, okay, well I'm done now. Thanks for the free 1.9 hours of entertainment after he refunded it on Steam. And it's like, so you admit the game is good and entertaining, but you just don't want to actually get good at it? Like, hey, that's fine. If you play a game and then you don't like the gameplay, yeah, refund the game if you played it for under 2 hours. Like, good for you, man. Why are you giving it a 1-star review? Oh, well, there goes one of my death defiances. Man, I gotta say, this is great, because I was thinking, I was like, man, am I gonna get stressed as I'm watching this, watching this game? And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm not stressed at all, because I know that I win. All right. Now, if Hades had his 3rd phase, then it would be over.
You bested me. I'll grant you.
But yeah, obviously, you know, I'm doing like 32 heat runs now, and it's like I could not imagine fighting like extreme measures for Hades. I could never do that. But yay, I did it. I did it. I did it. I won. I win. I did it. Yay for me. Oh man, I love that. I love that so much. I love imagine, if you will. Like, what a fun phrase. Like, I forget if that's on the Twilight Zone or if it's like it's Riker from I don't know the actual actor's name, but the guy from Star Trek The Next Generation, where it's like called What If or something, and he's like, it's a complete fabrication. We made it up. It's a lie. Oh, man. But, woo! I did it. I did it, man. And now, here we go, alright? We're finally getting to the very first valid 1-star review. Alright? This is from a fella named Max. I waited years for this masterpiece of a game, but after first loading up the game and recovering from the emotional recoil, with tears driving down my face, I made the startling realization that, in fact, this game is not Garfield Kart. And hey, Max, I gotta tell you, man, valid. This game is not Garfield Kart. And that's gonna be a mark against Hades, you know? Hades will never be Garfield Kart. And, you know, that's just the sad reality of the world we live in. But yeah, it's nice to like see somebody just having fun. You know, that's the thing about 1-star reviews. Sometimes you get a treat. Sometimes you get somebody actually being funny or giving like a valid opinion. Now, this person says, I truly don't understand what's the whole hype of this game. Honestly, I really don't. This game is just another game inspired by hell, hence the name Hades, which means hell. Not quite. Not really, but...
Contractor.
Oh my god.
I'm grateful for your company, my child.
Oh man. All right. This fella says, this game isn't as good as some of these people want you to believe. Microsoft might be doing some evil manipulation again. Definitely isn't Game of the Year material.
You could be hitting me right now, boyo.
Also, Microsoft, like, does Microsoft own Supergiant Games? I don't think they do. But, like, Hades 2 is coming out for the PlayStation 5, right? Please? Please? I mean, I will buy an Xbox. I'm not buying a PC because I'm not dealing with it, all right? That gaming laptop that's collecting dust in the corner of my room, not doing it. Also, this is pretty hilarious, and I feel bad that I'm talking over it.
Offended, pal. You haven't even seen the third one yet, so how can you insinuate
Oh.
like that? Maybe I was wrong about you. I thought you really were the one.
You're only saying that
Aw.
to get me to apologize and try and unlock the last of your 3 identical statues, aren't you?
I will return those statues for a full refund right here and now. I could move. And if there was a refund policy,
Oh, man.
I guess
I
that's
love
not
Skelly.
just like we are.
Oh, man. But yeah, I did it. I did it. I did it, Mom. Are you proud of me? I beat Hades 2. Are you proud of me, random stranger on the internet? I'm proud of myself, and that's really all the validation I'm able to actually get. So, yeah, cheers.
back to one piece.
This sure does make a fun noise when you open it. Oh, it's foaming over. Oh. That's pretty good. All right. Well, sorry to keep that in if you're not a big fan of listening to a man drink, but I did it. I did it. I finally 100%ed platinumed Hades, and I couldn't be happier. Well, I haven't 100%ed it. I wish I had, but I still got one more thing to do. But I think tomorrow, because I'm waiting till tomorrow to do this, when I do my 1,000 subscriber Hades special, I am gonna go ahead and start a new game, because actually I didn't start recording clips of Hades until after I beat the game, because I went for because I was just playing the game initially by myself because it was a good game, and then I just realized I was like, oh hey, I can pretty easily just record one of these I can record like a little dialogue interaction, or just like a neat little interaction. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. But yeah, I can record like a cute moment between the characters, or just something really easily by just going like, save the last like 1 minute, or save the last 3 minutes if it was particularly long. And then I can just like quickly edit that down. And it's like, it's not the most like insane thing ever. It's super easy, but it's just like a fun little thing for me to do. And it's like, I typically live stream Hades, and as I'm doing it, if I get like a unique interaction, I'll go ahead and save that, and then eventually edit it and turn it into a video. I have about like 50 videos just sitting on my console right now. And I will upload them all in due time. I'm hoping that I can like upload all of them and then start uploading like stuff from the beginning that I missed. And I can do all that before Hades 2 comes out. And then when Hades 2 comes out, I'll do the same thing for that. All right, that's my promise to you. And I'm not doing it for subscribers. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because I love Hades, and I'm sure I'm going to love Hades too. I really hope I do. I might not, but hey, only one way to find out, eh? But yeah, I mean, hold on. Yeah, genuinely, I got to know if Supergiant is going to is owned by Microsoft, you know. Let's see, let's go to Supergiant. supergiantgames.com. Supergiant Games is a small developer with big ambitions. We make the games that spark your imagination, like the games you played as a kid. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. But yeah, so our games, Hades 2, then Hades, then Pyre, Transistor, Bastion, and yeah, those are all their games. But yeah, I definitely do want to try out their older games. Like, Pyre also seems like a lot of fun. Like, that's definitely not as critically acclaimed as their other games are. But, like, from what I've seen of it, it actually looks pretty funny. You know, it's like a roguelike basketball game, I think. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, I do want to play Pyre one of these days. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe look out for Pyre videos in the future. But, yeah, I don't think they're owned by Microsoft or anything. It's so funny seeing just how, like, confidently wrong people are, you know? Yeah, if I type in, like Supergiant, like, it gets confused. It's, like, Supergiant merch, Supergiant merchandise. Like, it does not recognize Supergiant and Microsoft in the same thing. Like, yeah. I typed it into Google, and it's, oh, well, I actually typed it into DuckDuckGo. Don't tell Google, though, all right? As soon as Google lets me remove the AI feature, I'll go back to using Google. But, like, the fact that, I don't know, can you turn the Google AI feature off? Because it's like, I genuinely hate it. Like, they invented a middleman for information, a middleman that can be wrong and is likely going to be less helpful than, like, whatever I'm looking up. Like, I'm not using a search engine just to be like, oh, hey, I want to, like, not get information from websites or articles or trusted sources or, you know, Reddit if I want to type in Reddit and see what people on Reddit have to say. Like, instead, I want some AI to kind of, like, give everything with the same amount of, like, clarity. Like, it'll treat some random person on Reddit with the same, like, with like, the same level as somebody, as, like, a well-researched article or, like, a Wikipedia page, which, you know, I know Wikipedia isn't always the most reliable source for information, but it's relatively reliable, you know? It's like, it's very often you're not going to get blatantly wrong information. And chaos. Oh. I gotta say, it is great having a YouTube channel for Hades, because, like, a lot of the time I get really great comments and, like people discussing history and doing all sorts of things, and, like, you know, I will say I do tend to heart a lot of the comments, but don't feel bad if I didn't heart your comment. It's like, usually if there's, like, a comment where I'm just like, oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly, or I'm like, that's a good comment, like a comment that really knocks my socks off, I'll heart it. But then, like, also sometimes I'll heart a comment if it's just like, oh, this guy commented on my video with no comments, I'll give him a heart, you know? So it's like, my hearts are meaningful, but also sometimes they're meaningless. And also, like, sometimes there's a lot of comments I don't see. Like, YouTube will not notify me of, like, replies. Like, it's very rare that YouTube will be like, hey, you got a new comment, and it's like, it's in this thread, and it's a reply. So replies are kind of hard for me to see, and it's like, I don't know, I do want to go through all my videos and, like, read every single comment, but also, like, I don't know, how many comments do I have on my most viewed video? Let's check it out. Yeah, I have 556, which is manageable. I can read that much, but it is, like, quite a bit. Yeah, like say, for example, here, I'll go ahead and like these two comments on my newest video, which is Zagreus can't believe how strong his father was with the Pact of Punishment. It's also fun kind of naming the titles, you know? Like, I find fun in that, in, like, naming something and, like, figuring out how I'm going to fit within, like, the 100 character limit. Because, like, I'm like, a very literal guy. Like, I don't want you to, like, I don't want to clickbait people with my Hades videos, you know? Like, maybe with some other videos I post, I might clickbait you a little bit. But, like, for Hades, I just, like, is like, here's what the scene is, here's what the characters are talking about. You can watch this if you are interested in it, you know? It's like, sometimes I do feel bad, like, like I don't know whether to include Persephone sometimes in the title, or like include like, oh hey, the boss is Hades. Like I think most people will assume and know that the boss is Hades in Hades, but like you know, if you haven't heard of the game at all, you might get that little moment spoiled for you. But I don't know. I think Hades is definitely one of those games, and like I think a lot of games kind of hold this status, at least for me, that's so good that even if you're spoiled on everything, it's great to see. Like, I'm actually really excited because I think for my 1,000 subscriber Hades special, where I'm live streaming, I'm going to start the game over from the beginning. And I actually want to do it twice. I want to do it once in cursed mode, and then I also want to do it once like in not cursed mode. And I want to see if there's like any differences between that, because like I've put 200 hours into this game, and like there's still more for me to see. I've actually realized, because if you'll notice, like I'm using the Shattered Shackle here, I actually get a lot of interactions from Sisyphus, and he's like, oh hey, you're using my shackle, and it's like, here, you might see one right now. Let's see.
It's him, Baldy. Say, that's my shattered
Yep,
shackle.
there we go.
Right, Princess?
It's like, because most of the time I use the Palm of Power because I'm a basic boy, and I want to win. I want to win the runs that I'm doing. That's why I was struggling with 16 heat, and now I've just immediately jumped into 32 heat. Don't know that's the best idea I've ever had, but you know.
Involved a well-timed accident.
And then if you feel upset, or if you don't want me to talk over this, don't worry. I'm going to post this on its own as its own separate video. Don't worry. I promise you. You can watch that video if you want. You know, it'll be like Sisyphus noticed Zagreus is using his Shattered Shackle, or something along those lines.
Thanks on behalf of Baldy there.
Safe travels.
But yeah, anyway, you know, I know this is the end of the 16, well, it's been the end of the 16 heat run for a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading negative reviews for Hades until the clock runs out, or until I don't feel like it anymore. Because again, my main problem with recording and editing videos on PlayStation, I can't make them an hour long. Like, I would sit here for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, all right? I'd make a H-Bomber guy length video just reading negative reviews for as long as I possibly can. But yeah, although I don't know, because this next review is like, I mean, I guess it's just this guy giving his opinion, which again, fair. If you want to just give your opinion on the internet, hey, do it. I'm doing that right now. But I'm doing it with my voice. You're doing it with typed out words, you coward. But yeah, this person says, bad game. I really did not like it at all. The character design is not great, and I didn't like the gameplay. Like, I mean, those are all subjective things. I can't really say that he's wrong, but I'm going to say you're straight up wrong for saying the character design is not great. Like, you're wrong. You're dead fucking wrong. All right? I do hate to break it to you. Oh my god. Some people on the internet just have no standards. They have no, like, idea what is something good. Like, I guarantee you this guy probably loves God of War. So, new review. This guy says, play with your volume off and don't read the text. The dialogue is so cringe, I had to get my money back. Are you kidding me? The dialogue is cringe? Yeah, it is. That's why it's great. You know, it's like Zagreus is such a great character because he is a perfect combination of cool and cringe. That's what makes him a relatable character. If he was like this cool guy that always did everything right, you know, if he was like Kratos, where he's just tough and gruff and doesn't say anything, you know, some people might find that cool, but it's really endearing when Zagreus is like making a joke, or he like, you know, genuinely cares about the feelings of the people in his life. Like, but hey, it's all cringe, ain't it? God, I hate people, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this, because next review, it is pretty trash, and it made me rage, and I felt like I wasted my money and my life. Please help. I am a huge disappointment. Okay, I'm back in. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Oh my god. 16 people found this helpful. Oh my god. Because like that. So in case you don't know why I'm laughing up and I'm in stitches over here. I'm in hysterics. Like, I genuinely don't know if this guy is making fun of people who don't like Hades, or he doesn't like Hades and he's trying to say I am hugely disappointed, or I am like majorly disappointed in this game. But the fact that he says, please help, I am a huge disappointment is so funny. Like maybe it's all negative. Like maybe it's like, oh, I'm a huge disappointment because I bought this game and I'm playing it. Which again, like, I mean, if you want to feel that way, sure, go right ahead. But like, oh my god, it's so funny. Like the phrasing of that is hilarious. This fellow says, the game is just horrible. I feel like I am just playing the game, so it doesn't feel like a total waste of money, which it is. I mean, that's kind of funny, because like I don't know, I feel like this has to be like a younger person or somebody who doesn't buy games often, because like I have bought games that like I thought were going to be good and I thought I was going to love, and then I didn't. You know, like there are games I've pre-ordered and I've been like, I'm never pre-ordering the game again until like something like Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out and I'm like, oh, I'm pre-ordering Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, are you kidding me? Hades 2? I'm pre-ordering Hades 2 the second that I can. But yeah, like I don't know, if you don't like playing a game, then my brother, stop playing the game. Go do something you like, you know, whoever you are. My brother, my sister, my sibling, my son, my daughter, my child, my father, my mother, my parent. Go do something you enjoy if you don't enjoy this, you know. This person says, in Greek mythology, Eurydice, or another spelling of Eurydice that I'm not going to pronounce, was the wife of Orpheus, who tried to bring her back from the dead with his enchanting music. Okay, Orpheus and Eurydice are in the game, and I think it's pretty accurate to their myth. I wish some of these people would elaborate on why they actually think the game is bad. This person says, this game is so trash that Warcraft is better than this game? This game I never played, but this is worse than school. I'm sorry, but I'll never get over somebody leaving a review for a game and then being like, I didn't even play this game and it's garbage. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what this review is. The next one is good, exclamation point. I like Greek, exclamation point. And then just a line. And it's a 1-star review. I don't get it. This guy says, hate it so much. One of the worst games I've ever played. Like, guys, this is why none of you are professional reviewers, and this is why you're stuck on Google leaving your terrible, awful reviews that nobody cares about. Alright? Like, you need to explain your reasoning. You have to have logic and reasoning. Why do I like Hades? I love Hades because Hades has really good story. It has dynamic, well-written characters that are, you know, 3-dimensional, and they interact with each other in such an interesting way. The dialogue system where characters will react to what you're doing and what you're using, and there's so many unique lines of dialogue is frankly amazing. You know, I've played the game for 200 hours, and yeah, I've gotten to the point where a lot of characters just say generic lines and lines I've heard before, but there's still more dialogues for me to discover and to see, either from dying from a certain enemy, from using a certain tactic, from using a certain weapon, from winning in a certain way. You know, there's like so much dynamic stuff that is contained within this game, and it's quite frankly stunning just how much work and how much time was put into this game to make it play as well as it does and to feel as well as it does, you know? But I mean, hey, whatever, man. You know, why explain yourself? I don't even want to read this one because this one reads, giggity giggity god, this is a true hood classic. Thanks, Sean. I'm trying to do a okay, yeah. This one is kind of funny. This one is funny. This fella here, alright, I don't want to shout out people's first names. I'm not going to say anybody's last name, but it's so tempting. I'm going to call this guy Carl. Carl, it's like, Carl says, I'm trying to do a book report, and the game is all I can find. Look up Hades mythology. You can find information about Hades that isn't the game, man. Like, I get it. It's a little annoying when you look something up, when you look up a word for the definition or something, and then like a TV show or a game pops up instead of the word, and it's like, yeah, man, you have to type one more word, and that's definition or Hades mythology or Hades Greek lore, or like type anything, you know? But yet, rather than actually type out a couple more words, you went to the review section and then you typed out this sentence. Do you see the issue here? Carl? All right. Next person says, he is not a real god. Stop teaching us this fake junk. Yeah, like all the other real gods out there. What? Like, hey, again, I don't want to step on any toes. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But, hey, newsflash. None of the gods are real. None of them. In my personal belief, none of the gods are real. They're all made up, buddy. It's okay. And also, like, just because he wasn't a popular god or he was a more obscure god doesn't mean that he's not real. You know, like, there are plenty of gods that, like, probably have been forgotten to time because it wasn't written down, or, like, texts and documents were lost. You know? Like, there's all sorts of various different things that could explain, or that, you know, like, this, like, I don't know why some of these people have, like, just this weird, like, esoteric idea of, like, oh, something's got to be real. It's like, you don't know what real or realistic means. You're just a little baby who sees something that you don't like, and you go, wah, this isn't real. I don't like it. Mommy, get me the content that's just drivel and trite and done over and over again, alright? I don't want to be challenged. I don't want to think about things. I just want what's familiar and what's known to me. Wah. That's what you sound like. Alright? That is what all these fucking people sound like. The same thing with the new Assassin's Creed game. Like, anyone complaining about, well, I don't think it's very realistic that the characters are characters. And it's like, man, you're complaining about Assassin's Creed. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Da Vinci and Ezio were banging. Like, Ezio's not a real dude, and he's banging, like, Leonardo da Vinci. And it's like, oh man, I love those games, you know? Yeah, god damn it. These people, these people, man. This fellow says, I think this video game is a wait o' time. Time is valued at a lot. Okay? This person says, it's just bad. I feel that it should be upgraded or something. How? I'm not missing out. I'm not like, you know, not hitting expand on these reviews. These people say one sentence that leads nowhere and means nothing. This guy says, I prefer Fortnite and I do not like this game at all. That's great, kiddo. Like, good. I'm proud of you. Oh, and we did it. We did it. We've reached the end of the rainbow. And by rainbow, I mean cesspit full of weirdos and freaks. Again, I don't want to call this person out, but let's call him Margaret. Margaret here says, trash. This game is worse than playing fetch with a sloth. I mean, hey, at least they said something. I can appreciate that. But yeah, all right. I mean, I got like 5 minutes left on the video. I can go up to about 60 minutes. Like, technically 59 minutes and 58 seconds. Any more than that is too long for PlayStation. But yeah, of course I scroll down and like all the reviews from major publications are like, Hades is fantastic. All right, yeah, I think we gotta go to Hades on Steam. All right, we gotta see what's on here, because if there's gonna be some gems out there, it might be on Steam. All right. You'll see. I don't want most helpful. Can you sort by like? I don't know. I swore there's. Oh yeah, here we go. Sort by I don't know. Yeah, I'll have it sort by default, which is most helpful for this week, and it's only one person. The most helpful this week, it's like somebody with 2 people who found this helpful. But yeah. This is interesting. I personally didn't really like it that much. It's a solid roguelike though. I don't know if it's the subject matter or the few actual useful abilities. Most of the stuff is very little gains or senseless stuff that didn't affect my constant pressure in your face fighting style. That's a weird sentence to read. It looks great, feels great, but lacks any kind of soul. I don't know why everyone else likes it. I feel that I've played better rogue games that pull me in harder, like Oblivion Override or Juicy Realm, etc. I've never heard of those games. Maybe they're good. Maybe number 2 is better. It's a fair enough game and great job, devs. It's just not for me. Make one about heaven or something. I don't like the theme, I guess, is what my deal is with this game. I guess the Bible Belt got to me. Like, I was actually gonna, like, say, you know, hey, this guy's kind of valid. Like, that is kind of the thing that sucks about Steam, is you have people on there who actually, like, care about other people reading their reviews. Usually. Like, there might be some people who care about other people reading their reviews on, like, on Google, but, like, on Steam, you definitely get more people actually talking about the game and trying to be a reviewer. And it's like, I think this guy had, like, fine and fair points, but then it's like, I don't know, it's so weird. It's so weird that people are like, I don't like the hell aspect of the game. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess I do kind of get it. Like sometimes there's subject matter and there's some things that you're just not necessarily into. And, like, that's fine, but it's just, it seems so weird. Let's see. This one says, the game is not bad by any means. Animation, voice acting, art style, combat, it's all there. The gripes I have is how some weapons animations lock you for an eternity, and some enemy attacks are barely telegraphed, and /or have a very short wind-up. Starting out, I got hit a lot of times because it wasn't clearly communicated when and where the attacks were going to land. Also, scenery elements can completely obscure an enemy and their attack animation. Very frustrating. I'm aware I have a skill issue, but I don't really care to, quote-unquote, get good at this game, while I have other games in my library that are less frustrating. 98% positive, though, so I guess it's only me who feels this way. I mean, it's not only you, man, but, you know, I appreciate somebody with a little bit of self-awareness, you know? Yeah, all right, this guy's got 40 hours on record. The 2 previous reviews, 6 hours and 8 hours. This guy has 40 reviews. This game has good presentation and introduces a lot of characterization and story to a genre that normally doesn't put much attention on it, roguelikes. However, I think this game is overrated. It doesn't have good progression, you end up spinning your wheels for too long until you decide to get good, which I think the devs recognized, so they added a cheater mode to power through it with damage reduction, and you just end up doing the same fights over and over again, with very limited variation. It is a game that is fun for a bit, but every time I try to play it, I quickly get burned out from it. Hope the sequel will improve the variety. Unpopular opinion, so be sure to drop a Jester reward. Ah, you ruined it. You ruined it at the end, man. You know, you had something good, and then you just go ahead and decide, you know, actually, I guess I'm just like a silly idiot who's sharing his opinion, so everybody come and attack me. Like, nobody's gonna cancel you, bro. You're fine. Also, I'm getting to the end of the footage I have, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more footage on top of this so I can continue talking for about 4 more minutes. Heyo, I'm here, and as you can see, I've added a bit more footage. Kind of just some random stuff, but hey, be pretty fun to end it out on. But yeah, like, I don't know, I truly hate when somebody is like, oh, go ahead and crucify me for my opinion, you know, because all like, I don't know, man, like, have some backbone. Have conviction in what you say. Like, when I say something, I mean what I say, you know, unless I'm being sarcastic or I'm trying to make a joke, you know? Like, when I say something and I'm like, Hades is a good game, I mean that. And if, like, somebody wants to go, well, I think Hades isn't a good game, and here's why, like, I'll take your argument seriously, and I will counter with my own. You know, that's what you truly want. But, I don't know, it's just pretty crazy. And then, this person says, it's kind of mid, TBH. I get the hype around it, and it's a joy to look at, but the story got kind of stale after a while. Says the person who's 4.3 hours in. Next person with 26.3 hours says, I can't save game at all. Which I think they mean they can't save a game during a run. Which I kind of get that. Which, actually, no, you can. You can. I have like just quit out of the game without like finishing the run, and then I've just come back to it. You can save the game mid-run, so I don't know what this guy is talking about. Maybe his like data is corrupted or something. I don't know. A lot of people just saying like I don't get the hype, or like people just saying, oh, it's got good writing and good voice acting, but I'm just not a fan of the gameplay, which is like. Again, I think that's valid, but it's like, I don't know. Do you have to share that with people? This person says, I don't get the hype. Combat is really boring. Some runs I just quit midway through because I find myself hoping for it to end. And you have to replay from the start when you die, which would be okay if it was more varied. Not for me. Like, fair enough. Good writing, voice acting, and an interesting take on Greek mythology. Absolutely loathe the combat. Feels a bit like frantic dash or die with large helping of RNG on the side. Almost like it's a roguelike. I don't know, again, it's like these people are fine. You know? Gameplay feels designed to exploit specific powers and mechanics or grind your life away. Additionally, I played this on 60 quote? 60 FPS and 4K from the couch, and there were many times where there is simply too much going on at once. I can see why this type of gameplay might appeal to a very specific audience, but that dude is not me. Yeah, I want to... God, like, hey, guys on Steam, I appreciate all you, like, really sharing your feelings and going out of your... Also, that's hilarious. That's hilarious that Zagreus is, like, stuck like that because I got hit by the pot. Or because I ran out of time. But that's pretty great. Good victory. And we're going to see the real reason why I saved this clip here in a minute. But yeah, I don't know. To finish it off, guys on Steam, I appreciate you leaving your reviews. Try to make it funny, you know? Like, I always appreciate somebody who adds a little bit of humor in there and has, like, a bit of self-awareness. But, yeah, I caught a sturgeon. And I forget if this is the first time I caught a sturgeon or if it is, like, yeah, I think this is the first time I caught a sturgeon. And I was so excited because I'm like, I'm missing one fish, and I'm like, what's that fish? And I looked it up as a sturgeon. I'm like, okay, I just gotta get a perfect catch after I beat Hades, and then I did it. So yeah, I caught a sturgeon. I got 1,000 subscribers, and I beat Hades on 16 heat, and I'm probably never gonna beat it on 32 heat because I'm bad. But hey, I can always practice. So yeah, peace out.